Bonjour, welcome, bienvenue. Please be seated. Welcome everyone, my name is Dave Musson. I'm the Associate Dean of the Undergraduate MD program, the program from which our graduates have just graduated. And welcome to the NOSOM ceremony. This is a great occasion. This is the funnest part of my job by far, and it's a great day. I'd like to introduce everyone on stage, starting with the Dean, Dr. Roger Strasser, John Friesen, Director of Learner Affairs and UME Administration, yeah, Elder Tom Chisel, Dr. Frederick Sarazan, the Francophone Reference Group Representative, Mrs. Anita Cameron, the Indigenous Reference Group Representative, Dr. Aaron Rothstein, our Alumni Representative, Dr. Jeremy Cole, Class Representative, Dr. Andrew Turner, the CPSO Representative, Dr. Moira McPherson, the Provost and Vice President of Lakehead University, Ken Boschkoff, NOSOM Board Member, and great friend of the school, I may add, Dr. William Hettenhausen, one of the faculty who many of you have worked with, Dr. Stuart Kennedy, also NOSOM faculty and Vice President at the Thunder Bay Regional Health Sciences Center, and Dr. Kim Myers, and Dr. Driscoll. I didn't see you on my list. So. Welcome, everyone. Thank you. And I would like to invite Dr. Strasser to come to the podium and give us a few words.
Well, thank you, Dave. I'm really going to address these remarks, at least to start off with, to the new graduates from Northern Ontario School of Medicine. Congratulations, you've done it. You are the graduating class of 2017. Of course, it's been a lot of hard work over the last 4 years by each and every one of you, but to get to this point, you've had a lot of help along the way. So I think now's the time to recognise family members, friends, supporters, community members, faculty members, staff members who have helped you along the way. So let's have a round of applause for all of the supporters. So you are graduates of NOSOM, N-O-S-M. And what does NOSM stand for? No? Very good. Did you hear that? No Ordinary School of Medicine. And in many kinds of ways, NOSOM is no ordinary school of medicine. It's the first medical school in Canada for the 21st century. It's the first medical school established in Canada with an explicit social accountability mandate. That's the commitment to be responsive to the health needs of the people and communities of Northern Ontario with a focus on improving the health of the people of Northern Ontario. And over the years, we've developed distributed community engaged learning as the distinctive model of medical education and health research that we have with NOSOM. The centrepiece of distributed community engaged learning is community engagement, the interdependent partnerships that we have with the communities right across Northern Ontario. There are over 90 sites where our students and our residents and our other learners may undertake part of their clinical learning, and it's the relationships with the communities, it's the partnerships that really have provided the strength to the school. In fact, we've evolved to describe the entire geography of Northern Ontario School of Medicine as the campus of the Northern Ontario School of Medicine. NOSOM stands out as well as being recognised as a leader in Canada and in fact around the world for our distinctive model of medical education and health research, our socially accountable, distributed community engaged learning, and stands out because of the success of the school. As a result of NOSOM, access to healthcare in Northern Ontario has improved dramatically because of our graduates, the graduates of the school in medicine and a range of other health professions as well, have made access to healthcare something much better than it was before NOSOM started. And so this is a time to celebrate really the success and the achievements, and particularly of our new graduates. And you are a very special graduating class. You're actually number 9 in the series of graduating classes. And with this convocation, we have passed 500 graduates from our MD program. So I think that's really quite an achievement. Well, what a great day to celebrate the achievement, attaining your MD degree, and it really feels like this is quite something. Of course, it's really only the end of the beginning of your medical education even, and your career in medicine. And you're going to hear from some other speakers who'll tell you a bit about what's coming up in years to come with residency and as a member of the medical profession. But I think right now is the time to savour the moment. So I encourage you to enjoy the time right now. And without any further ado, I'd like to call on Elder Tom Chisel to come and share his wisdom and a blessing. Elder Chisel.
Bonjour. Muzau bitang digo na men do tem neni omiteo. Miigwech ndikituma kinin magi pijan kibe andamagwan. Kige sheba ogak nogum gagijgak. Gianda kanonak pinesiak. Wedinazibing Giando gipinaskagok haaki gienjuk nikka kajnikast. Mi gienjuk kagibu indamoshuatie. We anokiven, we ginaga bijaek. We gagibu utitnemek gagiu tisagwegwe. We anokiven, we mashkiki anokiven. Mashkiki ginawa gigadjikam. Chigagwe ando ego awexago nongum ego matchtaek nongum gagijgak we mi the shwagi giganonago akbinesiuk kuneniwe kai ke naguk gi niuyuk kagibe Antum agibe naskaw shot. Mir niwen ni bebon gegen agigite sich kam. We kinomageven. This morning I went down to the lake to offer my tobacco to the great lake here. And I spoke to that sleeping giant out there that we call Nana Basho, and our great teacher, the one that taught us medicines, the one that taught us how to live, how to live and survive. And when I was sitting there, 4 geese came up to me. They came right up to me. Well, I took that as a symbol of things of today. You guys worked for 4 years, and to me it's like that's the beginning. That's the beginning, and so in a way I was thinking, well, maybe these geese have come to bless you guys, each of you, the geese. They came with a message. In our culture, the birds are the ones that spread life around, because they eat the seeds of plants and then they drop them wherever they go. So it's like It's like they're spreading life around. And so, to me, when I look at you, each of you guys are the ones that are kind of trying to help life, trying to help people's life, the way they live. And and that's what I thought about, I went for a fast many years ago, not too many years ago, but four loon came to me. Every morning, a loon come to where I was fasting. And he woke me up just like his sound, his song woke me up, and I would smoke a pipe. 4 mornings, no food, no water. Then on the 4th day I got in my canoe, and as I was leaving that island where I fasted, those 4 loon came and they flapped their wings and they sang their song. And so it made me feel like, they're watching me. And that's why, and when I think about the birds, and I think about any bird, it doesn't matter what size they are, they're blessing us, these birds. Last year at our NOSOM gathering in Sault Ste. Marie, I think it was, as I was sitting there, a bird, a little wee bird, a fledgling, landed on my shoulder here. Just learning to fly. And so, I take these things that happen as meanings. So I wanted to sing a bird song, and I wanted to honor you in this way. I had a dream of a tree, a medicine tree in my dreams, and it had a long, narrow, it's like a needle beak for some reason. This tree, I don't know how a tree could have a beak, but yet that's and then I had this hummingbird come to me, and he had that little long beak, and I was told once that the hummingbird is a medicine bird. So I was trying to sing for you. It's a Hummingbird Song. Miigwech. I'm gonna back away from the microphone.
se hendigo, way hi hi hey hi ho, way hi hi hey hi ho, way hi hi ho, way hi hi ho hey 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 way hi hi hey hi way hi hi ho hey hi hey way hi hi hey hi ho way hi hi hey hi ho way hi hi ho way hi hi ho hey hey nano kase hendigo way hi hi hey hi ho way hi hi hey hi ho way hi hi ho way hi hi ho hey oh miigwech.
NOSOM is guided by two reference groups, one from the Indigenous community, one from the Francophone community, which provide guidance to the school on its social accountability mandate. And we're lucky to have representatives from each of those groups here today to give us a few words. First, au premier, il me fait plaisir d'inviter Dr. Frédéric Sarrazin, membre du groupe consultatif francophone de l'EMNO, à vous adresser à la parole de la part de la communauté francophone de Thunder Bay du nord de l'Ontario. Dr. Sarrazin.
Thank you. Dr. Strasser, Dr. Musson, et les membres du groupe professoral de l'École de médecine du nord de l'Ontario, chers parents, amis et tout spécialement chers finissants, au nom du comité consultatif francophone, c'est avec fierté et émotion que je vous rends hommage lors de cette journée toute spéciale de graduation pour la cohorte de 2017. C'est un privilège pour moi de célébrer avec vous aujourd'hui le couronnement de 4 années d'études à l'École de médecine du nord de l'Ontario. It's a real privilege and an honor for me to celebrate the crowning achievement of 4 years of study at the Northern Ontario School of Medicine with all of you present today. L'EMNO a un mandat d'imputabilité sociale qui l'invite à tenir compte de la diversité culturelle de la région qu'elle dessert, y compris des besoins des gens des communautés francophones du nord de l'Ontario. Environ 25% des étudiants de l'EMNO s'identifient comme francophones, ce qui représente bien la démographie de la population nord-ontarienne en général. During the last 4 years, NOSOM has encouraged all of our medical students to learn and understand the Franco-Ontarian history, traditions, values, and culture. Les étudiants francophones ont de plus eu la chance de pratiquer la médecine dans les communautés francophones, renforçant leur désir de desservir cette population nord-ontarienne. Après ces 4 années d'études intenses, chacun et chacune d'entre vous avait quelque chose à offrir. Each and every one of you has something to offer, and even though you might sometimes feel overwhelmed, stressed, and overworked, especially in the upcoming few years, especially in the first few years of residency, I hope you'll realize that what you do truly matters. À vous les nouveaux médecins francophones, je vous lance le défi suivant. Affichez-vous comme francophone ou francophile. Même si vos patients ne s'identifient pas comme francophones, cette offre active sera un outil supplémentaire pour comprendre et mieux diagnostiquer vos patients. Pour notre population, nous espérons pouvoir s'assurer que nos besoins langagiers, culturels et surtout en santé soient offerts dans notre langue. Félicitations à vous toutes et tous. Un avenir débordant de possibilités vous attend. Congratulations to all of you.
Merci beaucoup. Now it gives me great pleasure to invite Ms. Anita Cameron, Indigenous Reference Group representative, to speak on behalf of the Indigenous Reference Group.
Miigwech. Albojo. Niobene Sikh Indigenikas. Migazin Dodem. Happy Friday. I'm excited to be here today to bring greetings and congratulations on behalf of the co-chairs and the members of the Indigenous Reference Group. I want to start by acknowledging our elder, Tom Chisel, for his opening words and for that beautiful song that he rendered for us. As a member of the reference group, I represent the interests of the Indigenous people in the Kenora area. In my day job, I work with an Aboriginal Health Access Centre, Wasagijik Nanandawakamig. Our work is to provide holistic primary health care to Indigenous people in Kenora and in the 12 First Nations communities in the area. We've been involved with NOSOM since pretty much the beginning, first by hosting the 2 first-year students for their community placement, then by adding to the placement options in the Kenora area for the third-year clerks, and finally through my involvement with the Indigenous Reference Group. Our purpose in doing this is twofold: to provide the students with exposure to Indigenous health issues in a culturally competent environment, and to form relationships that will one day result in some of those students choosing to come and work with our people. Today, you're one step closer to your career goal. You've worked hard over the past 4 years to arrive at this point, where you transition from being students to becoming healthcare professionals. On behalf of all of us at the Indigenous Reference Group, I want to acknowledge the dedication, the commitment, and the sheer hard work that's brought you to this day. Congratulations on your achievement, and all the very best to you as you move forward in your careers.
Chimigwich, and thank you. I would now like to introduce the class of 2017 student representative, Dr. Jeremy Cole, to make a few remarks.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jeremy Cole, one of the graduates, and on behalf of the class, I'd like to welcome everyone to the 2017 Northern Ontario School of Medicine Convocation. Before I got up here, I told the class that I was a little bit nervous, and one of them told me to just imagine everyone in their underwear, but I see my parents are in the front row, so I'll forgo that, I think. For those of you who are wondering why you have to sit through 2 ceremonies today, it was to give you a taste of our licensing exam we wrote about a month ago. You have to sit for hours, you start to lose hope that the end is ever going to come, and then after a short break, you're right back in there for round 2. To start things off, I'd like to thank all of my classmates for selecting me to be the valedictorian. It's such an amazing privilege and honor to be representing all of you here today. Everyone who graduated today was equally warranted to give this speech. However, to break the tie, we chose the person with the poorest posture and the most freckles. I apologize in advance that there's going to be a few inside jokes, but hopefully that'll spark some interesting conversation at dinner tomorrow night. It's hard to believe that around this time 4 years ago, we received our acceptance letters to NOSOM. I think we all expected it to be tough, but I don't think we all expected to meet some of the best friends we could have asked for. And I know I certainly didn't expect to be married to the most beautiful wife I could imagine. For anyone unfamiliar with the journey we take with NOSOM, I'll briefly shine some transgenital light on what the school is all about. Our first week of medical school involved us traveling across Northern Ontario as a rambunctious group of nervous students, completely unaware of what we signed up for. During that week, we began to form the relationships that have only grown over the past 4 years. I remember being amazed that week at all the different backgrounds that my colleagues came from astrophysicists to osteopaths, from Yukon to the East Coast. Our class seemed to have it all. To see how incredibly unique and interesting all of my classmates were was truly a humbling experience. Despite all of our different pasts, we were all here for the same reason, to pursue our dream of being physicians. Our first 2 years of medical school, we largely focused on studying the scientific aspects of medicine, with the odd clinical experiences during our placements and our weekly standardized patient encounters. It was during these occasions that Megan asked a patient, who was a male, if they had ever been pregnant. Jasmine asked a patient how their genitals were doing this morning. Carl learned not to ask for extra large gloves in front of a patient prior to giving a digital rectal examination. And George told the patient he just couldn't get it up when he was having difficulty with the examination table. Time and time again, we were always told how tight-knit our class was. We were always there for each other, whether it was assisting someone with a difficult concept, helping with life struggles, or celebrating the many joys that weddings, babies, and lemon trees bring. In our third year, we had to move away from our partners, family, and friends for 8 months. To add to this stress, it was in this year that our eyes were truly opened to the vastness of medicine. The deer in the headlights look was an all too common expression that we all donned. Despite living so far away, we all remained close and couldn't wait to be reunited in the new year. Entering fourth year, we were told by the upper years that this would be much easier than the last. This could not have been more incorrect. Between the increased responsibilities of looking after patients, long hours at the hospital, 1 in 4 call schedule, and preparing our residency applications, we were stretched to our limits. Many of us forgot what real clothing was after spending a month in scrubs during surgery. Despite these demands, everyone here matched to a residency position for next year, quite an accomplishment. From coast to coast across Canada, our classes matched students to pediatrics, anesthesia, emergency medicine, psychiatry, internal medicine, and of course, family medicine. To my colleagues going into anesthesia, I offer the following advice. Never forget your ABCs: airway, breakfast, crossword puzzle. To my colleagues going into pediatrics, I won't make any jokes because I know you have little patience. All jokes aside, as we head across the country and into our individual specialties, let us always remember the fun times we had as a class, and let us always be there for each other, just as we have been since we entered each other's lives 4 years ago. Enough about the graduates, though. It's important to acknowledge everyone else who is here today as well. It was during many of our stressful times that we really relied on the love and support of all of our family and friends who are here today. Thank you for standing beside us for these past 4 years. Thank you for all of your sacrifices which have not gone unnoticed. Thank you for listening to our struggles and successes and for providing a shoulder when things were really rough. You've been there for us all these years and we're celebrating you as well today. Of course, on behalf of our class, I want to extend our sincere thanks and gratitude to all of the staff here at NOSOM for their support over the past 4 years. This includes an incredibly long list of professors, researchers, clinicians, and administrative staff. I especially want to thank Learner Affairs for their support, as they've continually gone out of their way to support us over these past 4 years. I want to thank all of our community members who have supported us through donations to our bursary funds. As we all watched our line of credits approach infinity, your support was greatly appreciated. I want to thank all of our attending physicians. The saying, "many hands make light work," couldn't be more wrong when it comes to having a medical student. Most of the time, we only added to their workload and stress. And most of all, I want to extend our sincere thanks to all of our patients, standardized and real, for putting up with our awkward line of questioning and physical exam maneuvers, and for divulging personal and intimate health information so we may learn from their ailments. None of us would be here today without the support of everyone we've met along the way these past 4 years, and we couldn't be more grateful. Before I sign off, I'd like to conclude with a quick poem I've been working on for the past few months. Roses are red, violets are blue. Congratulations, everyone, we did it. I'm so happy that we all survived that plane crash on the way home from Sudbury last few years, because you're all the most amazing group of people I've ever met, and I don't know what I'd do without any of you. Everyone, please join me in congratulating my fellow physicians and friends, the NOSOM graduating class of 2017. Thanks.
Well, that was great. I'd also like to invite at this time Dr. Aaron Rothstein up to give us a talk from the more mature alumni perspective. So.
Hello, everybody. Thanks so much. I don't know if you noticed how I tried to switch seats there, so I would go before Jeremy. Didn't work. He's a tough act to follow. Oh. So for those who don't know me, I'm a doc that works up in Sioux Lookout, sometimes up in one of the First Nations communities called Casablanca, and I have had the absolute privilege and honor of basically hanging out with these guys through some of their med school experience, and it has been quite an adventure, I'd say, for both of us. So The other thing I'd like to say is I'm going to get an opportunity hopefully to meet some of the supporting cast, some of the family and friends over there, and I think maybe, Meds, we should give them a round of applause as well. I'm really looking forward to that personally. So, as you guys know, whenever I come to a social gathering, I tend to write a poem, just like Jeremy. So I thought I would commence with that just to kind of get things rolling, you know. So, wow, what excitement. Momentous things are coming. Congratulations. 575. That was a haiku, Jeremy. Okay. Haiku. I like yours better though. But honestly, I'm excited. I'm galvanized. I'm electrified to be here. I can think of absolutely nothing I'd rather be doing than seeing you guys graduate today, and was very, very, very excited and stuff. So it takes me back, you know, first year medical school for these guys was my first year of residency at NOSOM. And I remember seeing their faces, their excitement. I was pretty excited too, I think, at that point, right? A bit excited. We had some fun. The excitement that they brought me was incredible. They were learning, they were always bright, asking questions. In fact, I think they taught me more than I ever tried to teach them in these tutorials that were relatively silly. I remember cardiology, respirology, GI, remember all that stuff? I think, not really. Oh, I think Jazz asked some really good electrophysiology questions. Of course, she remembers all of them still. You know, that was first year, very excited. Second year, kind of getting ready to get into clinicals, right? Kind of like the humdrum, the doldrum of it. You're like, I'm ready. You remember that? Did a little bit, you know, MSK I think came in there, you know, some other stuff. And then clerkship, I had the opportunity of hanging out with some of you guys in Sioux Lookout, right? In Dryden, Kenora, a lot of you guys, I had the opportunity of seeing you guys there and just seeing your knowledge explode and all of these skills, and I was just amazed at seeing you guys come in and go out that year. It was incredible. I remember my first emergency shift. It was actually the shift of Kaylee Morrow, because she actually was working with me that day, and I think she made more than her fair share of decisions. So I was just there, and Kaylee was actually running the department. Don't tell any of the patients. Exactly. So I remember all these guys. It was something. And then fourth year, well, that's now, I guess, finishing up, right? So it's been quite the ride, quite the opportunity. So this is the last chance I have. I was going to say I have one more chance before you guys finish, one last lecture to say a couple more things, and then I realized you guys already technically graduated, so I'm too late. So just ignore everything I'm about to say. But I am proud to say, of course, we're colleagues, we always have been, and so I'm proud to just share a couple ideas with you, a couple more ideas. So for residency, it's coming, it's exciting, right? One idea, keep doing the things that you love. Hold on to those things, because you're gonna hold on to yourself. I had a friend, she went into residency, it happened to be in the States, it doesn't matter, but the program director said, listen up everybody, residency is about to be the worst years of your life. So, I'm gonna give you all a cactus plant to remind you of everything that you lost. It barely needs water. It doesn't grow at all. It's not nice to hug, but you keep this plant. And everyone said, okay. And I saw a picture of those plants, they all died. I would not recommend getting a cactus plant before residency. I just recommend keep doing the stuff you love to do. Keep being you. Okay, enough about residency. You guys will be done that soon, right? Let's talk about life. Life, that's exciting, right? For life, 3 ideas. Number 1, learn always, teach always, and inspire sometimes. That's the first idea. So you guys are always going to be learning. You're used to that now, learning. Teaching and learning go hand in hand. Like I said, I was learning as much from you guys as you're learning from me. Probably more. Just don't tell anybody, right? Inspire sometimes. Just remember, when you get up in the morning, you look in the mirror, yeah, you might not be an inspiration right then, but at some point that day, you are going to be an inspiration to somebody, right? I believe it. You guys are inspiring me right now, right? That's number 1. Learn always, teach always, inspire sometimes. Number 2, be the person that you are. Okay, I was gonna say be the person you wanna be, and then I was like, I wanna be Superman, I'm gonna fly, and it just seems unrealistic, right? Be the person that you are. Think about your values, what you hold dear to yourself, the things that make, you know, if you're a cactus plant, I get it, but if you're another plant, you need water, you need sunshine, be that person, right? In Sioux Lookout, we had values. We said, listen, when people come to deliver babies in Sioux Lookout from the northern communities, they should have someone come with them. They should have an escort. But they didn't, you know, but we said they should, right? And we weren't okay with that. We said that doesn't jive with who we are as people. So we sent letter after letter to non-insured health benefits, and guess what? As of a month ago, everyone gets an escort for delivering babies, right? Because we just said, be the person that you are and hold on to those values that you have. Okay, so learn always, teach always, inspire sometimes. Be the person that you are. Number 3, we're all in this together. We're all in this together. I see Needy Panu back there. If I need an x-ray read in Sioux Lookout, I call Needy Panu. I see Bob Minty over there. Yesterday or 2 days ago in the emergency department, I needed some help. Maybe a breathing problem, I'm gonna call that guy. Kaylee Morrow over there, if I'm working in the emergency department, I'm gonna call her. Terry O'Driscoll. So we're all in this together. We're all colleagues, we're all friends, we're all working together. We all have people we need to call when the going gets rough. Just remember that. I'm here, these guys are here, Terry O'Driscoll's there, Needy Panu's there. We're all in this together. And together, we're gonna make this the world we wanna be living in. So, all I really wanted to say was, wow, what excitement. Momentous things are coming. Congratulations.
Now I feel inspired. This is great. This part's very fun. I'd like to call each of the graduates up one by one. Please come up onto the stage. Dr. Strasser will give you the NOSOM certificate, and also we have gifts presented from Indigenous Affairs and the Francophone Affairs groups. So when I call your name, please come up. And I will also read your destination so we know where to find you and mail those requests for alumni checks for our ongoing alumni fund. Dr. Britt Bailey. Going to the University of British Columbia to do emergency medicine. Dr. Jasmine Balfour Beam, going to the University of Calgary to do pediatrics. Jaya Bastido, going to the University of BC, UBC, to do family medicine. Dr. Adriana Bruni, who's going to Western, my old stomping grounds, to do family medicine. Dr. Denis Cambere, going to Queen's University to do anesthesiology. Dr. Jeremy Cole, staying at the Northern Ontario School of Medicine to do family medicine. Dr. Daniel Dawson, going to the University of Calgary to do internal medicine. Dr. Serena Deketala, going to McMaster to do family medicine. Dr. Daphne Doble, going to University of Toronto to do psychiatry. Dr. Francois Dorion, staying at the Northern Ontario School of Medicine to do family medicine. Dr. Barrett Duell, rhymes with cool, she wrote. Going to Dalhousie University to do family medicine. Dr. Shannon Green, staying at the Northern Ontario School of Medicine to do family medicine. Yes, be careful. There's a narrow pathway here with a precipitous drop and no railing, so stay close to this side. Dr. Mary Hollingsworth, going to the Northern Ontario School of Medicine to do family medicine. Dr. Carolyn Hoy, going to Queen's University to do family medicine. Dr. Kaylee Morrow, not doing emergency medicine, but going to the Northern Ontario School of Medicine to do family medicine with lots of emerge. Dr. George McKay, staying at the Northern Ontario School of Medicine to do family medicine. Dr. Cody McMillan, going to the University of Ottawa to do family medicine. Dr. Lauren Minty, going to the McMaster University to do family medicine. Dr. Christopher Olivier, going to the University of Saskatchewan to pursue internal medicine. Dr. Owen Pritchard, staying at the Northern Ontario School of Medicine to do family medicine. Dr. Carl Rahm, going to McMaster University to study anesthesiology. Dr. Megan Shank, staying at the Northern Ontario School of Medicine to study family medicine. Dr. Dwayne Schufelt, going to Memorial University in Newfoundland to study medicine, family medicine. Dr. Carolyn Stinson, staying at the Northern Ontario School of Medicine to study psychiatry. Dr. Joelle Thorgmanson, staying at Northern Ontario School of Medicine to study family medicine. And Joelle is the winner of the Dr. Zulfikar Juma Award for Meritorious Achievement. Dr. Stacy Tkachuk, staying at the Northern Ontario School of Medicine to do family medicine. And Dr. Caroline Trottier, going to the University of Western Ontario, as I always call it, which is Western University now, to do family medicine. So how about a round of applause for all of our graduates? I'm so proud of you guys. I'd like to invite Dr. Andrew Turner, CPSO representative, to come and give us a few words from the college.
Well, you guys had a long day, and I'm afraid I've got to stretch it out a little bit longer. And I think all the oxygen was sucked out of the room by Jeremy and Aaron, so CPSO addresses are typically a little bit low-key, but quite sincere. So Dr. Strasser and Muzen, fellow faculty members, class of medical students of 2017, family and friends. It is a great privilege to address you today on behalf of the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Ontario, and indeed the medical profession as a whole. Today is an important day in your lives. Your hard work, sacrifice, and academic excellence have seen you through one of the most rigorous and challenging educations a person can go through. From this day forward, you will be called Doctors of Medicine. But a wise person once said that nobody succeeds spectacularly or fails spectacularly at something on his or her own, and this is especially true of your accomplishment today. Throughout your education and training, you have had advocates in your corner at every step of the way. These advocates have supported you, believed in you, and encouraged you when you needed it most. Your advocates, friends, and family deserve to be congratulated today, and that echoes many previous comments. Now it's your turn to become an advocate. Who will you advocate for? Well, as I'm here speaking on behalf of the province's medical regulator, I'd have to say that one group stands at the very top of that list, your patients. At the college, we have a guiding principle that never steers us wrong, and I encourage you to adopt it as well. Put patients first. The people of Ontario trust in you. It will be your demonstration of compassion, service, and altruism that will earn the trust of your patients. You will be a beacon of hope for them during their hardest days and in their most vulnerable moments. You will deliver their babies, you will restore their failing health. You will research to find cures, and you will provide comfort as they take their last breath. Try as we might, we cannot always cure our patients, but we can always treat them with dignity and respect. The people of Ontario trust in you. I'm sorry, I've skipped there. Indeed, I have no doubt that you will see the great responsibility ahead of you as a physician. Yet, with this tremendous responsibility comes the opportunity to have a satisfying career and a very rewarding career. During your education, you no doubt heard about the duties that you have to your patients and the public generally. But before I finish speaking to you today, I would like to remind you of one more very important duty, a duty to yourselves and your loved ones. As rewarding as the practice of medicine is, it is also very demanding. Occasionally, you may find that the demand may exceed your capacity. It is at these times I strongly urge you not to lose sight of your health and the health of your relationships. I urge you to find and maintain balance in your lives. I know many of my colleagues would agree with me when I say, if you are to be successful in caring for your patients, you must first be successful in caring for yourselves. The people of Ontario expect that you will give them your very best each day and that you will be able to help them manage their health challenges. The great Hippocrates said, wherever the art of medicine is loved, there is also a love of humanity. His words are an inspiring reminder to the close link between our profession and promoting the public good. And so, I urge you today to never stop striving for excellence, never stop learning your craft, and always seek to deliver high-quality patient care. The people of Ontario are counting on you. So as I close, I want to sincerely congratulate all of you. On behalf of your college, I would like to welcome you to the profession of medicine. Have a wonderful Convocation Day, and thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Turner. And for those of you that were present during the earlier ceremony, Dr. Turner led us in the recitation of the physician's oath. So thank you. Now it gives me great pleasure to welcome back to the podium Dr. Jeremy Cole to give a presentation on behalf of the class of 2017.
I'd like to call Jasmine to the stage for the presentation of the gift of the class. Everyone welcome her.
Just wondering if we have the gift here. It's there. Okay, great. All right. So to everyone affiliated at NOSOM, on behalf of the NOSOM class of 2017, we are filled with the deepest gratitude to have had the unique opportunity to learn to practice medicine in the beautiful and diverse geographical and cultural landscape of Northern Ontario. The past 4 years have been filled with many vibrant experiences, emotions, and adventures, and the education, skills, and perspectives we have gained will serve as a strong foundation to pursue our residencies in this intellectually invigorating, compassionate, and meaningful profession. We are all forever thankful to our loving families, friends, and pets, brilliant classmates, knowledgeable preceptors, welcoming communities, and NOSOM staff members for the infinite amount of support, encouragement, humor, love, and guidance. It truly does take a village to raise a physician. And as Jeremy alluded to the countless patients and their families, we have had the honor and the privilege to meet. Thank you for always humbling us and reminding us why we are on this journey. So as a class, we have chosen 2 paintings by Roy Thomas, who is an Anishinaabe artist born in Long Lac, Ontario. Roy was a self-taught painter and used symbolism and imagery in a woodland style. He was guided by the memories, stories, and teachings of his grandmother, and through his artwork has brought the values and traditions of his people to life. So I will go and retrieve it again. Call Dr. Strasser up. I'd like to formally present this on behalf of the class of 2017. Thank you so much. I'm notorious for using too much tape. Okay, so that's the first one. So Dr. Strasser will open the first gift with vigor.
This is like pass the parcel. This is another way.
So the first canvas is entitled Wisdom Through Experience. Roy said in his own words in 1999, "Our elders teach us our culture. We offer gifts to our elders to share their wisdom. The wisdom of our elders is through their experience." And here's the second part. The second canvas is titled Better Than Myself from Yesterday. In his own words, quote, "The spirit of art has taught me to see that the only person I want to be is better than myself from yesterday. The spirit of art helps me recognize others as my relatives because we are all connected through the spirit of life." So we feel as a class that these pieces symbolize the interconnectedness of the past, present, and future, and how the wisdom and experiences we have gained at NOSOM have led us to this joyous and incredible day as we all look into the future with excitement, optimism, humility, and hope. And I'm sure many of you were present 4 years ago, us nervous, shaking in our booties with the red noses on, the clown noses. And today we're all graduating as family, and I couldn't be more proud of everyone here. Thank you from the bottom of our left ventricles, hearts, and congratulations and thank you to everyone in this room and those that are here with us in spirit. Thank you so much. Here's the card too.
There's a card too. There's a card too.
Thank you. Feels like Christmas morning up here. Wonderful and absolutely beautiful. They look good hanging in my office. Okay. I'd like to invite Dr. Strasser up to provide some closing remarks for us. Yeah.
Oh, you want to take this? Well, I'd like to begin by thanking you for the paintings. I mean, clearly very carefully chosen, very thoughtful. But don't tell my mother about the unwrapping. She liked always to carefully unwrap and reuse the paper, let alone the mess there. Just don't tell her about it, okay? But really, thank you. I mean, it's been just this last hour or so listening and learning and reflecting really on your time with us at NOSOM. It's been very special, I think, for all of us to be part of that, and hearing that there were a few moments along the way, and actually hearing it in poetry, and then looking to the future and hearing more poetry and inspiration. Wow! And then getting welcomed to the profession by the college. Not quite so much poetry, but at least we now know to avoid cactus. That's a new insight. So here we are, we've had the opportunity to I guess, savour the moment, celebrate graduating from Northern Ontario School of Medicine, and I encourage you to continue those celebrations. We have some refreshments upstairs in the mezzanine lobby straight after this ceremony. So in closing, I just want to say once again to you that I really wish you well as you continue in your journey in medicine and work towards becoming the best physician that you can, always focused on responding to the needs of the people in the communities that you have the privilege to serve. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Strasser. Thank you to our guests. Thank you to family and friends for coming. It says here, final congratulations. I'm so proud of each and every one of you, and congratulations. We wish you the very best in the next stage of your career. You've earned this moment. Enjoy it. Savor it tonight. Savor it tomorrow night. Congratulations from the bottom of my heart. As Dr. Strasser said, I'd like to invite you all to the second floor. We have some refreshments, I think non-alcoholic. But we have drinks and snacks for you upstairs. I need to remind you that you need to remove everything from here because they will lock the doors after a little while. I also need to remind the students, the doctors, the new doctors, that there's an opportunity here for a class photo. So stick around or come back in pretty quickly, and you'll have that photograph taken. And with that, I declare this ceremony closed, and congratulations again to everyone. And we are done.